back. I know you couldn't hear me at first, but now your boy is back and you can hear me loud and clear. We here today with just a chit-chatting about relationships, the way relationships can play on a man's mind, and certain aspects about relationships that men think about. So, thank you for tuning in. To all those who will be in the chat, y'all drop something. And just make sure that everybody know you're here. But we'll leave that there. But for those who are new, this is Frank Music. Welcome to Men Among Men, where men talk, men heal, men rise. We do everything in our power to make sure that we're promoting positive mental health for the men out there, because we need it. But if you're new and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so. If you're new and you've already hit that, please hit the share button, because each one need to teach one, so we need to go ahead and send the message out. But on another note, let's get into some of these topics I've been thinking about. Alright, y'all. So, for one, have y'all ever noticed that men, we have to be emotionally strong at all times? Like, at all times. Even when things that we know we probably can't handle on our own come our way, we have to handle that with a certain level of dignity, right? And we're taught to just hide those emotions, put it to the side and get it done and deal with those emotions later, not realizing that a lot of men don't even know how to deal with those emotions later. It winds up affecting their communication and the love, and it winds up turning into conflict later on down the line, because we wind up feeling really vulnerable. And yes, vulnerability is a necessity, but at the wrong times, vulnerability can cause fear, and fear can lead to negative thoughts, and negative thoughts can form themselves into negative actions. And a lot of those vulnerability issues come from past traumas that the men are trying their best to deal with. But when you don't have good teaching from jump, it's hard to bounce back from the teaching that you've been given. So it comes out as unhealed wounds in the relationship. We wind up fearing being judged because we didn't talk then, due to the fact that it didn't work out then. So now we're scared to talk now because we're afraid that the things that we're going to say are going to be used against us, like they always are. And then, not to mention, when people try to help, there's this overwhelming feeling of the people are trying to fix you. We ourselves have to be careful of not portraying that same feeling when we're trying to support our partners. But it's a fickle line that really nobody can even see. There's this overwhelming fear, in black men especially, that we're not enough. Like, when it comes to the job, I never feel like we're doing enough. That I can't speak on myself, because to be honest with you, I be going hard. But I know a lot of men be walking throughout the job like, damn, I don't get no credit. Don't nobody talk about what I do. Don't nobody see what I do. Don't nobody pay me what I deserve to be paid. You hear a lot of that out in society. Not to mention the financial pressure at home that you constantly are bombarded with the second things start going crazy. Because if you're a man, you have to have it handled, right? You have to have it. You have to be on your shit, right? You have to have it together. You have to have everything how it need to be, right? Because you're a man, right? See what I mean? There's this pressure of performing at the highest level because we know the competition is out there and the competition want what I want and they want what I got. So we gotta go hard, right? We wind up isolating ourselves with this silent fear that if we don't go this hard, we fail our partners or we fail our family. And then it's reinforced the very second that you actually start falling short. Because I've noticed for men, boy, they will maximize and magnify your faults. But you can have 1,000,000 successes before that. They will mean nothing. Just so you know, if you don't know. And that's what causes a black man to feel unheard and misunderstood. Because you'd be like, damn, we put in all this effort and all that effort feel like it's for nil. Not to mention whenever I say something, it's misunderstood. So now what I was trying to get across is, one, not even gotten across. So I feel like I wasn't heard. And two, it didn't fix the situation. So I feel like I'm in square one. And hopefully it didn't make the situation worse. Because if it made the situation worse, then damn, I'm worse off than when I started just with talking. And a lot of men, they can't handle that. They can't handle controlling their tone, controlling their expression, controlling their emotions, and then the same not be given. Not to mention, they can't stand it when they control all of it, and all of it's misinterpreted anyway. Because when you think about it, it happens so much. Think for yourself, how many men do you know shut down instead of speaking up? You don't have enough fingers and toes just to name the thing, just to name the few that you can name off of whip, right? Because I know I can. Right. We walk through this world trying to figure out how to build a communication that feels safe. Because for men who haven't felt safe, that's their primary focus. Their primary focus is to feel the safety they never felt. And the second thing start feeling unsafe, you're out of here. But they don't see a man trying to be safe. They see a man running. Like imagine, grenades in the trenches. You don't see the grenade, you just see the soldier running out the trenches. You're like, oh my God, he's abandoning his men. No, he's saving himself. You never know what he tried to do before he got out that trench. And when we start to feel unsafe, we start to struggle with independence and partnership. Because we be so focused on, damn, do I need to plan for myself or do I need to plan for this future that potentially could not be there? Like, how do I do what's right for both sides? All men are thinking that. Because all men want to be safe and all men want the people that they love to be safe. So when safety of themselves starts conflicting with the other, they struggle. Like, I feel like one thing that we do need to work on a lot better is we need to lead without trying to control. Because some leadership can be overbearing. And it can cause unnecessary aggression. Leading with unnecessary aggression is a form of control that tends to not work out. But it winds up happening because we have difficulty balancing our goals for self and our relationship goals. Because we're such providers that we tend to neglect self in providing, and then because of the fact that we don't speak up, we wind up letting it build up and fester so long that when it actually comes out, it comes out aggressively because we're unable to control our emotions anymore. And that makes us have to navigate between pride and teamwork, because we then say to ourselves, how strongly do we believe in these words that we're saying versus, damn, we still have to work together to make this shit work. And I know the prideful route doesn't include you. So it'd be like, damn, how do I remain true to what I believe but also still working as a team? And shit, now that I think about it, society makes it real difficult. Because society is pushing independence on one hand, but they're also trying to push unity at the same time. They're like, yeah, go out, be single, do you, be the best you can be, make all the money you can, live your life to the fullest, you only live once, blah, 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 blah. But then they also talk about building a family, find security, find stability, find structure, make sure that you got somebody at the end of the road that you can share that last couple of moments with, so that you're not dying with tears in your eyes. But it's like, with so many different societal perspectives, black men have a hard time fitting into one of those descriptions, because they're also labeled as the not shit, not there, always leaving, always quitting, always giving up, not being consistent, not following through, lying, cheating, stealing. We're given all these different labels, and once you're told something so much, you start to believe it whether you want to or not, because it's always a thought in the back of your mind, and thoughts lead to character building, and that character building determines who you are. And if you have those thoughts of festering in the back of your mind, you have no choice but to believe them one day, whether you want to believe it or not. But stereotypes that have us labeled as over-aggressive and unemotional and unavailable just be making it hard for us not to be that when we're constantly told that that's what we are. And it's so difficult that it affects the dating and the trust and the self-worth in the situations, because it's like we're going through life trying to not be that, trying to prove that we're different. But in the dating, there's so many fuck niggas that the second you start exhibiting any signs that are even similar, that's what you get lumped into. Not to mention, there's been so much betrayal in relationships that every relationship that you practically go into has a trust issue layered on top of it from the past situations where motherfuckers just didn't do right. Not to mention, God forbid, somebody told you that you was less than, and now you have a self-worth issue. Like, it can really get mentally deep, to where you're so busy focused on trying to figure out what's going on in self that you really don't even have time to figure out what's going on outside of it. It'll be so much that the black men don't even ask for help, because it's so difficult to find true help that'll actually help, instead of them just trying to force their opinion on what you're thinking. And because of that, we rarely seek emotional support. That means we're left dealing with the emotions on our own all the time, which of course always results in some form of mistake, because we don't know everything. And it winds up making the relationship suffer, because we wind up carrying everything on our own. It winds up making us change and switch up, because we wind up comparing it to the last situation. And the second we start comparing it to the last situation, we start moving like we was moving in the last situation, and that winds up making this situation the last situation. But then, if you really do care about the person, you try to build that support system that feels real, because that's what you've been yearning for, because that's what it's not been. It's not been something that's felt real. And that's why you're so scared when things start feeling familiar, because it's like, damn, you're saying to yourself, please don't let this be one of them situations that's not real again. But hopefully loyalty and love will trump that fear and betrayal that you wind up feeling, because you're gonna feel it inevitably, because there's gonna be a trigger that your partner has that you don't quite rock with. And you have to be careful not to let your emotions compare and lump those reactions and situations into forms of betrayal on your part, because like, if you start to think about betrayal, you know betrayal for a black man hit differently. So you can't start thinking about stuff like that, because the second you do, you really start thinking those thoughts that are really start fucking with your body, your energy, your work, your life, your everything, man. Just simple and plain. And we gotta work on how much the past hurts our future. We gotta understand that at some point in time, they are not going to be there for you. So you have to be able to handle your shit for yourself. You have to understand that what happened in the past happened in the past. It happened then so you can learn, so you can cause it to not happen again. You gotta trust that you can challenge yourself to trust again. Because at the end of the day, not everybody who has a handout is trying to judo throw you when you get up. Some people are honestly and earnestly trying to help you out the situation that you're in. Because at the end of the day, if they're a black man who's got their hand out, all they desire is peace. And seeing another black man down on the ground, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, that disturbs my peace. So because of that, I'm trying to lift everybody who I can lift, man. Because, you know, that's the number one goal at the end of the day. That's all we crave. We crave peace and stability. Like, that chaos and that drama, man, all that ish mess with our minds so bad that we can't even focus straight. We can't even do what we need to do. We can't even be who we want to be. So, at the end of the day, just make sure you're getting what you need for your peace. Make sure that your partner is helping you create a peaceful environment, and try your best to make your partner's environment peaceful. I'm gonna double that back. Make sure you have a partner who's making your environment peaceful, and make sure you're doing your best to make your partner's environment peaceful. Because we seem to lose our way when we have no purpose. And that's a purpose for you right there, to make your partner's environment peaceful. And with that purpose, you'll be able to look and see what you need to do, what you could do, what you should do to make your partner's environment peaceful, and just fill your time with that. Don't fill your time with thinking about the other person. Make sure that you're doing what you need to do for you so that you can get back to being the person that you need to be, whether you was 9 when you was that person, or whether it was just last year type shit. Just get back to the person that was the joyful, lively, friendly person. Because that person has confidence. That person is very affectionate. That person has presence. That person commands attention. And that's what a black man flourishes with. Like, there's an importance to direction. Because with that direction, with that goal towards making your partner's environment peaceful, you build a connection. Like, and you have to have a direction before you build a connection. So just make sure that y'all was paying attention. If y'all like the content, subscribe. If y'all like the content, share. If y'all like the content, hit the like button. If y'all rocking with me, tune into the next one. And you know, once again, love y'all. Frank Mew, out.